Hey guys, what's going on, man? Listen, let's address the elephant in the room, Mesut Ozil. Now, I'm not going to cover up the fact that I've been a big Ozil fan since he walked through the door here in Arsenal, and he has been a statesman of Arsenal. He's been one of the reasons that has taken us back to the glory days when we went a decade without winning a trophy, and that plethora of trophies that we started winning. He was one of the reasons behind that. He was one of the reasons behind one of the best attacking forces in the Premiership as well. That Walcott, Sanchez, Giroud, Ramsey, and Ozil combination in the midfield and front three, he was a big reason for that. And you're talking about a guy who's 105 goals, 100, 216 assists, and 43 goals, 79 assists for Arsenal. That is not bad. When you hear people talk about him, you hear people talk about him like he hasn't done anything for the team. And he's done a lot for Arsenal. He's done a lot for the team and's been one of the top players. Remember, nearly beating Thierry Henry's assist record in a single season. The guy has, even when he's not played and been sparingly in the team, has still created more chances under Emery, still created more chances before he got dropped with Arteta, and ended up being surpassed in that year by Pepe because Pepe was playing and Mesut Ozil wasn't. Guys, the bottom line is there is something fundamentally wrong at the front office end with the political state of what he said in regards to China, and that's probably why he'll never play over there. I would see in the next 3 months, remember in 3 months he's free to sign a contract, a pre-contract with any other team outside of the UK. He may well sign a pre-contract with a club in Turkey. He may well sign for a club in the MLS in America. That's probably his best move in my opinion, because he'll put bums on seats. The game's slightly slower. It's not as fast-paced as the Premiership. That's the reason why I think he'll do well in Italy as well. Italy, the game is very slow. The game has got a lot of build-up play, and it's not very end-to-end stuff. And where it's slightly slower and you've got more time on the ball and you're not really rushed, I think that he'll shine. But in my overall opinion, you see what's happening with Arsenal now, and you see certain parts, Willian, you see Aubameyang signing his contract, you see Pepe being brought in, you see Partey, and those are pieces. Those are pieces that you need in order to build a team around certain players. Like Aubameyang, he's staying because Arteta and Edu was promised to build a team around him. With Ozil, they never really did that. And you've got this guy, you've got this world class, it's, many managers, Jose Mourinho, Ancelotti, many managers said Ozil's the best number 10 in football. Obviously, times have moved on now and everyone's talking about Kevin De Bruyne. But the fact of the matter is, Arsenal had this commodity, world class player, and they never built the team around him. They never built a defense around this guy. They never accommodated him with a midfield after Cazorla, Arteta, and Ramsey. After all these guys were in their heyday, they never really built a defense around this guy, which allowed him to shine. And unfortunately, as I've always said on my videos, Ozil is the cherry on the top of a cake. Yeah, he's not the cake. The cake is the foundation, the spine, and everything like that. When you have a player with that type of quality, unfortunately, you need to build a team around them, and Arsenal never did that. And then on top of it, they went up and completely messed up their transfer under Dick Law when Wenger was here. And we know what happened with Ramsey, who's the player they probably should have kept. We know what happened with Sanchez, and we know what happened with Ozil. And those were three bad mistakes, three bad deals. And we're still suffering from that lack of management at the front office, because we have a plethora of players on 100 grand a week that can't get in the team. Nobody wants them and we can't sell them, and we have to see them by the wayside and let them run out their contracts. Even now, guys, we are still suffering because of the lack of managerial and financial prowess from the previous regime. So look, it's not Ozil's fault he's on 350 grand a week. I mean, right now we're hearing that he's going to come back to the table and talk to the front office about trying to make a settlement, because there's no way for him to go. He's left out of the league team, roster 25. He's left out of the Europa League, so he can't play. Even if he wanted to, he can't play. And a lot of his wages and salaries are based on appearances, which is why if you add it up, it comes to 18 million, but the settlement fee is 13 million. And the club can save 5 or 6 million just by releasing him now. And I think for a player who knows that he has no future at the club. He knows he's not going to play. He knows he's not going to get on the field. This is a good time for him to take the settlement money and just go and think about what he's going to do for his future. If he doesn't, it would just really be him stinging the team. And it's one of those things, like, you're allowed to say what you want to say, although some teams do tell agents that, look, your player can't be this political, or he can't take that stance, or he can't do this and that. Look at the problem that John Boyega had with Disney. There are certain MDAs that people sign, which is the reason why they're not really passionate or talkative on certain levels. Lewis Hamilton and John Boyega approved that they don't care what people think. They earn enough money and have earned enough money to last them for the rest of their lives, and they're going to say what they want to say. They don't care if they're producers, agents, or anything like that, people paying their wages, don't agree with their political stance. And I think with Mesut Ozil, he didn't care. He was getting paid enough money. So while some players, I mean, Yaya Toure came out and said every player was thinking about what Mesut Ozil said, but nobody would have said it because it would have crippled their career. Ozil didn't care. He just went out and said what needed to be said. And he said what he believed in and spoke his mind. Now, whether that was right or wrong, or whether you agree with him, the fact of the matter is, he's expressed himself among a nation of Muslims who absolutely love him and adore him, even to this day. I have done certain polls over the last few weeks just to find out what certain people's reactions are about it. Polls in Nigeria, polls in Asia, and I put a poll on 101 forums. And the disparity was unbelievable. The 101 forums was slagging him off, mostly slagging him off, but the polls in Asia and Africa, they loved him, adored the player. And it just goes you to show how some fans think on footballing terms and how some fans think in terms of role model and leadership. And it's completely different. And that's how most people view Mesut Ozil. Look, there is no right or wrong answer in this, and I hope Arsenal come to a conclusion and a solution. But at the end of the day, Ozil's holding the cards. And as I said, he can find a new team to play for in the next 3 months. So I just think, again, like the Saliba question, let's just leave it in their hands. These are things that the club has to blame for, not the player. Yeah? Everyone's jumping on Ozil's back. Don't blame the player. He has played for Arsenal, and he has been productive. And he's had his spats with Emery, not really had his spats with Arteta, because he proved to Arteta that he can be in a team. But what is going on at the moment now is above Arteta's pay grade. Believe me. So I think that we just want it to end as fans. We just want it to end. We want to move on and put this behind us. So we have to be a little bit patient, and we have to eat a little bit of humble pie, because our club is the one that got us in this situation. And quite frankly, they're suffering with it. Yeah? I think that they've moved on, and the fans should probably do the same. He ain't going to play for us, guys. That's how it's going to be. Like it or lump it, that's the bed that they've made, and I think everyone's got to move on with it, and I hope they find a solution. That's it from me, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. As I said, it's all water under the bridge now, and what's been done is done, and the player was notified weeks ago that this was going to happen. He wasn't going to be a part of their plans, and he wasn't going to be enlisted in Europa or the Premier League's 25. So there we have it, man. Speak to you guys later. Peace. Right back at you.